The Japanese aren't like that. Other teachers found it odd too, yet you persist. Stirring his coffee, he said, Himitsu nande, it's a secret. Or no setu janai ka, oshiete ageru. But since you're not my student anymore, I'll tell you. My wife was a teacher too. We met at a teachers' convention. Teaching was our passion. We chose not to have kids as we had many to care for daily. Then she was bedridden with leukemia. I vowed to stay by her side till the end, even to follow her in death. And when a Japanese man says that, it's kamikaze harakiri, honor samurai dying for a cause. This cause isn't war, it's my wife, it's love. I die with her. But she wouldn't even let me stay kneeling by her side. She said, if you truly love me, go teach. I can't from this bed. My only joy now is knowing my husband is out teaching children. So grant me the honor of leaving this life knowing you're teaching. And he said, I can't. How can I leave you here? I just can't. If you love me, you can do it, Saito. Then he'd stand up, wipe his tears and say, I'll prove I love her. And he'd go to school. He told me he'd arrive at school, at the entrance, take a breath, wipe his tears and say, Chieko, I prove I love you. And he'd go in to teach. He followed his wife's wish, smile at the kids and tell them life is wonderful, to enjoy it. That's why he did that. Obviously, when he tells me this, I can't even look at him. I had judged him as ridiculous. I was there watching my tears fall. And he said, Mana, don't cry. I'm not telling you this to make you cry. She's gone now, but she taught me how to live. She taught me that life is wonderful. That's why the teachers knew and let me make a fuss. It was a promise I had to keep for my wife. Tomorrow, I'm really impressed by today's education. When I talk to my kids, there's a part of me that's a bit envious. It's the Kenji from my childhood. I love my kids, but my inner child resents them a bit. He can't grasp why they have it so easy when he didn't. We were forced to read, write, and learn. Now they choose what to study and which books to read. And that irks my inner child. But my kids know far more than I did at their age. And that truly amazes me. When I ask, how do you know that? Where did you read it? They say, from a YouTuber teacher, a TikToker educator. Why do you know so much chemistry? Why are you doing well in chemistry? Oh, it's because I follow. There's this fascinating guy I follow with my kids, Santa Olala. Santa Olala. He's a scientist who covers all those topics. But the way he does it is like, what if Superman runs at this speed and tries to stop a train? It hooks young people. And my son knows all this terminology. That leads to good grades. And also to independent thinking. Because now I can talk with my kids about capitalism, socialism, feminism, communism, Christianity, all the isms, and they have their viewpoint, but they also have their own opinions thanks to social media. So it's incredible what's happening in education today. So I never imagined that such an important therapist for me would be my pet, my dog. It's been said before, nature is our connection. That's why they train service animals. Mine's for emotional support, and it truly is. It centers me, grounds me so much. My kids are grown, self-sufficient, and now care for me. But I have this child saying, calm down, we need to go potty, you must take me out. It's incredible how therapeutic this connection is. I recently read about a prison allowing well-behaved inmates the privilege of having a cat. As behavior improved, they got cat treats, toys, better food, beds. Inmates' behavior improved dramatically. They felt, I'm a strong beast, undeserving, but I can manage alone. But this cat is harmless. He doesn't deserve that. Because of him, I'm strong enough to behave well. My cat wants a toy mouse, and I'll get it for him. They succeeded in improving the behavior of troubled inmates by allowing cats into the prison. Now, there are stories and testimonials about it. I believe that's the direction humanity is heading. We've been told a society's progress is seen in how it treats its animals. It seems crazy, but there's also something about, hey, but they're dogs. They treat them like children, like humans. There's also the extreme of idolizing pets so much that it actually harms them. We're now abusing these animals and nature in a different way. So those are some of my practices. I've been to Japan, as I'm now well known in Spanish-speaking countries. When a Japanese person drops a teacup, they have a unique way to save it. They mend it, deepen the cracks, and fill them with gold. This preserves a valuable heirloom. People say, yes, it fell in their time, but now it tells their story. The cup now has golden cracks unlike any other. How beautiful. This can't be intentional. It must be accidental for such a valuable cup. This practice began long ago when an emperor challenged his artisans to save 2 cups. One said, "Let's highlight the cracks with gold." Life's like that. We can't erase what happened. We can't remove the negative, but we can highlight it with honor. The emperor loved this idea, and the art of kintsugi continues to this day. For me, resilience means not hiding our cracks. First, we deepen them, examining the pieces thoroughly so they don't heal superficially. We reflect, discuss, and seek others with similar experiences. I recognize developed countries not by their infrastructure, but by their citizens' cognitive development. In a developed country, people openly discuss their mental health issues, and you think, it's like when they say, now it's normal to say, "I'm lactose intolerant," or ask if milk is lactose free. Similarly, we should normalize discussing mental health. I have these issues, I'm sensitive to emotions. So friends understand, he yells like that, but, or let's not expose him to certain situations, he's emotionally sensitive. Or he's not upset, that's just how he shows happiness, with a small laugh. That's how Japan is. That's why I value therapy. But when the psychologist asked, "Where am I, Okatosha?" Why did he do that? Because some of my actions didn't make sense. Chaos addicted, everything's fine, I'm good, praised, but a voice says, "Break something, dude. Life's scary. Something bad will happen, so I won't wait for it." This story began long ago with an emperor who challenged his artisans to repair 2 cups. One said, "Let's highlight the cracks, fill them with gold, and that's how life is." My lord, we can't erase the past, but we can highlight it with gold. The emperor loved the idea, and that's how kintsugi art was born. For me, resilience means not hiding flaws, but exploring them deeply first. It's about talking, reflecting, and finding others with similar experiences. Therapy isn't magic. People often approach it with skepticism, asking, "What do you see?" The therapist isn't psychic, they're experts in behavior patterns. I'm the one who discovers with the therapist, asking, "Why do I do this? What does your research say about?" I explore my cracks, then mend them with forgiveness, benefiting me more than my offenders. My name is Franz, and I find your cultural mix fascinating. Japanese on one side, Colombian on the other. I'm curious, what has this combination of cultures meant to you? Could you briefly assess each culture and share what